Now, I have to say this. Maybe you've heard this before. Tell me if you haven't. Win Mortgage is like the Chick-fil-A of mortgage.
Yeah, I would.
Have you heard that before?
I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah, and I would say it's pretty close to being true because we have not so much from the Christian Chicken thing because we are open on Sundays. You know, like we're all independent contractors. So if you need an application on a Sunday, you could call us and we're gonna do it for you,
but in the sense of putting God first and then whatever else happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, our business, the growth that we've had, I think, is a testament to that. And so, but I would also say in line with the process too, and how we do things, we care about our customers.
Be Nice Individuals Podcast.
Hey folks, this is Thaddeus, and I got Stephen Swarner here again on the Be Nice Individuals Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Win Mortgage and how it's impacted Stephen's life and what he's doing to get out there in the community to help people, especially with home ownership. It's a huge thing here in Florida, especially as the population grows, and we got none other than Stephen here to talk about it. Stephen, how you doing today, brother?
I'm blessed, man. Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely, dude. So, Win Mortgage.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
Win Mortgage. Win Mortgage is a mortgage company started by my buddy Rick Vaders, and he's an awesome guy. Him and his wife, they love seeing everybody win, and that's what Win's about. You know, they're really community driven. If you're ever in Flagler Beach, Win Mortgage is everywhere doing stuff. We even just opened up a community room so that if you are a self-employed person, or you know, you need internet or something like that, or you just need to get away and you need a quiet place to go work, we opened up our back room so that people could come in. They can use our internet, they can use our printer, they can use the bathroom, things like that. So it's almost like a shared workspace.
Yeah.
You can go in, you can use it for free. There's no monthly charge, no nothing like that. You just come in and use it.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. I can't let you just gloss over that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So it's a Christian-based mortgage company, first off. Let's put that out there. And that is super important that we just talk about that. And it sounds almost like it almost sounds kind of like a mission, so to speak, with that, because there's so many people that may want to get out of their home, because working from home can be somewhat difficult sometimes.
Right.
You're just seeing the same four walls or whatever. But to get out and, you know, Win Mortgage is right across from the beach.
Yes.
It's still right across from the beach. They just actually bought an add-on, and I was there for it. It was cool. Good food. Yeah. I've been there a couple of times. I feel like good food.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
The broker's open, and then this.
And the studio.
Yeah.
You came in for to do a podcast as well.
Dude, I've been there 3 times then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a broker's open, and I don't know if we did our live before or after that.
We did it before that.
We did it before that, and then I was just there, was it the last couple months now?
For the, we opened that community room.
Yeah.
So, and we had this Lydia from Lido Arts come in, and she painted a mural of, or like a map type mural.
Yeah, that's cool.
Of Flagler Beach, and then highlighted all the local restaurants and shops and stuff like that. So, and again, that's him, you know, constantly giving back to the community. I've never seen somebody so driven to help other people in my life, and the guy's younger than me, but he's somebody I look up to.
Right.
You know, he's got such a caring heart. You know, he asked me to come over, and actually, I don't know. Our friendship, you know, it was probably 2 years before, you know, I came over and made the move to come work for him.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know why it took me so long to go, because he's such a good dude, and his family's great. So loving, so caring. I just can't say enough good things about him, man. I should have went a lot sooner, but you know, I was at another place where I felt comfortable. I felt great. You know, I felt like they were taking care of me as well.
That's one of the things, dude. Sometimes you just get stuck.
Yeah. And
that's what happened with me before when I transitioned from my first police department to my second. And, you just kind of got to get out of that. And look, there was a blessing for you on the other side.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's not to say that, you know, this other place was horrible or anything, but it just wasn't where I wanted my life to be. You know, like I wanted to focus more on loving and caring, and I wanted to focus on being a better Christian, being a better father. I just couldn't do that where I was before, and nothing against anybody else, but everybody's lifestyle is different, and I just want my lifestyle to be focused on being better and helping people. So it was a much needed shift. Since then, my stress level has went down. You know, I try to be as loving and caring as possible. I want to help everybody, man. Yeah. And, you know, like we said before, you know, being drama free is like the best thing, and that's Rick's big thing. If there's drama, stay out of it. Right. You know, obviously we had the election going on, and he's like, yeah, silence the noise. Don't nobody get online and share your opinion. Right. Just go, if you want to make a change, go vote. You know. Right. And, you know, I made a post this morning, you know, saying that, you know, basically the same thing. Like, listen, right now is a trying time for our country. Get out and vote so your voice can be heard. But at the same time, it doesn't matter who you're voting for. Love your neighbor. Yep. Love everyone around you. 100. Yeah, they may be stupid for who they're voting for, but I still love them. You know, everybody has their opinions, but, you know, opinions are like assholes. They all have them and they all stink. You know, just do what you need to do to get your life better. Yeah. And then be the change that you want to be.
Absolutely. So that is very true. Just reflecting on that, though, being in this place where your Christianity and your mission is almost like it could meld with your career. And that's exactly what I feel and what I saw happened. Is that accurate?
Yeah, man. I don't believe in coincidences anymore, right? So, you know, when I was at the other place, and then, like, I was just really battling what was going on deep inside my own gut. Like, I got to make a change in my life. And I went and chatted with him, and it just felt weird because I was seeking advice from a competitor, right? You know, Rick was a competitor at the time, but, you know, still a friend. And I walk in, and, you know, he starts telling me, he's like, yeah, we're building this office, yada, yada, yada. And then I was like, how'd you know this was the place? And he goes, you know, the address said 316. Oh. And he goes, when I was getting ready to leave, I walked out, John 3:16 right above the door. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Those that believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That's a verse for the ages, you know? And a lot of people wouldn't even know that verse if it wasn't for our man Tim Tebow. Shout out to Tebow, right? Yeah. But, you know, he had that verse on, and he said that to me, and I just looked at him, and I was like, man, I want somebody to hold me accountable for being a better Christian. Right. When we were talking business back and forth, I think mine and Rick's business conversation was 5 minutes. After that, it was like, I want to be a better person. Right. I need to be surrounded by better individuals. I need to know how to love people unconditionally. I need to be better. Right. And so, you know, mixing faith and work, that's something we were raised, again, 80s babies. We're not raised to do things like that because we're told to keep, you know, religion and politics at home, leave them at the front door, right? No, I wear my religion on my chest. I stand on business, and I'll tell everybody in the world. I got really great friends that say, hey, man, we don't believe. That's good. I still love you. I'm still going to pray for you. I'm still going to live my lifestyle because me living under that morality makes life a lot better for me. Right. And then it makes me love you more. So I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to love you regardless of what your choice is. Yeah. This is my choice, and this is all I care about. I can't make decisions for other people. And that's another thing Rick told me. There's these things called uncontrollables in your life. You can't control that in your life. Let it go. And I would like to say that there's some things that I mentor Rick on, or, you know, we bounce ideas back and forth off each other. And, you know, I don't think he like truly knows like how much I care about the impact he's had on my life, but that dude is like family to me. And the fact that he's so willing to help other people and put so many people above himself shows like what Christianity is about. It's about one word, and it's love. And that's what that's what Win Mortgage, that's what our entire family does, man. That's all we do is we want to help everybody succeed. You come on the Win Mortgage, we try our best to not let you fail. Now, if you get in the industry and you don't put in work, you're not going to be successful.
Right.
Nothing is going to be handed to you. I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I've got a lot of realtor relationships, and I'm growing even more realtor relationships, and I love doing it. But if I stop talking to people, then I'm gonna quit growing.
Right.
So everybody's asked me, hey, when you're about to leave for a couple months, for Operation 22 and for mission work, so how are you gonna work? I still have to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing mortgages on the move too. So even though I'm going to be documenting all their Operation 22 stuff, I'm going to throw some mortgage stuff in there, and I'm going to show people that how dedicated I am to working.
Yeah.
I got a power hour where I'm calling realtors. I got a power hour where I'm calling old customers. I got a power hour where I'm calling new customers. Oops, sorry, keep smacking your mic. 3 hours a day calling people.
Yeah.
And I'm visiting people, checking up on old files, and then I have to work the files that are in there. But those phone calls that I make today, they're not going to help me today, but they're going to help me next month, right? When I'm gone, I'm on the road, I'm going to get phone calls, right? And I'm going to answer those calls, and I'm going to help these people. So, it's not just about, growth in Christianity. It's about growth in business and growth in each other. So I love everything about Win Mortgage. I love even the logo's cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it sounds like you came home, so to speak.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Absolutely. And I wish I would have done it a lot sooner. I'm making more money now than I ever have. And it's because I'm truly happy. I've let go, and there's no worry in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say finding home is accurate.
I love that. I love when God's plan for our life is more than we could have ever imagined, so to speak, and the impact that we're able to have in the community. I believe faith and what you do, kind of your career, I think they're supposed to go together for the Christians, Like for me, sitting behind this camera, in front of this camera, whatever, I do feel like certain individuals have pushed me in this way, and God has pushed me in this way. Actually, shout out to you, Stephen. I just did a presentation. I recorded it, so it's going to go up here soon. But I said, and I had a picture of you actually from our live, right? And I was like, this individual right here, he's one of the reasons why I do what I do. And then another picture was Michael Granum. And of course, there's been other people. But those are the people that influenced me early on in this journey. And I think it was God to have those people to speak into my life to do what I'm doing now. So shout out to you, though.
Yeah. And you were struggling, mentally with some stuff. And, you've had a lot of life changes going on. And I think the best part about, having Christian friends, like you and I and Rick is, we don't sugarcoat stuff sometimes. Real accountability hurts your feelings sometimes, but that's the stuff that opens you up. And I think that, you and I sitting down and having some tough discussions on hey, this is what you should do. This is my opinion, but this is the Bible. So, I think grown men helping forge each other's life and forming something where you are obeying God and you're doing that on free will.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most beautiful things that a man could do.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you being real with me. You don't always find that. You are a culmination of the 5 people, at least that's the saying, the 5 people you hang around. But in that, you're a Christian. You need to have guidance and advice from people who are Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have 5 friends and your closest friends as a Christian, you have 5 friends, your closest friends are not believers, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes for business too. You put yourself around 5 millionaires, you're going to be a millionaire.
Right.
You put yourself around 5 Christians, you're going to be a Christian.
I think it's really the limitations, though. I'll say this. So if a person's 5 friends are broke people, there's no one in their circle that has an expanded mentality on what's possible. because that's all they know. And so if you can get around people that have a different understanding and an expanded vision of the world, possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I think being a broke kid growing up, you know, living in a single wide trailer and sharing the floor, you know, for a bed with other kids, I think that being at, you know, that level of low in my life, and then you hear about rich people on TV and like you're like, oh man, well, it's just the one or the two, right? And you live in this trailer park full of other broke people. You know, that's something I battle with growing up, is like, oh, I could never be in the footsteps that I'm in today,
Right.
because I always looked at, you know, there's only a few rich people.
Yeah.
Then I grew up, you know, and I decided that I didn't want to be hanging around some of the punk friends that I had, so I hung around some people that were business minded, and you know, watched them grow, and they had mentors and they were my mentors, and then I grow, and then next thing you know, I'm like, wait, that one guy, it's just not that one guy that's rich. There's a ton of rich people, you know, like, and then you don't realize that, like, it's your hard work, your dedication, you know, there's no excuses for anything. You can't look and go, oh, well, Stephen, good. One of my pet peeves, and I cannot stand it. When my old friends, who are still my friends, or even my brother, calls me, and I hope you see this, brother, and I hope you see it, and goes, must be nice. Bro, I'm gonna beat you up with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
But, you know, like a lot of people, you know, they see you on this mountaintop, right?
Right.
And they forget that you had to climb that mountain. There wasn't no magical helicopter that dropped you off at the top.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, one of the best things about Win Mortgage, and, you know, we're all climbing this mountain together. There's not a single day where I look up and there's not a hand trying to pull me up there.
Yeah.
And I would say the same thing. There's not a single day where I go down and I'm not putting a hand down to help pull somebody else up.
That's beautiful.
And I think that level of encouragement to get people to work is fantastic. And that's why Win Mortgage grew so quickly and we're so successful so quickly, is because, you know, what you would call limitations, there's our limitations are God.
Yeah.
You know, like we live our life trying, because God gave us free will, right? So we live our life doing plan A. We do what we want. Well, at some point, plan A comes to the halt. And then you do plan B. That's God's plan.
Right.
So at this point now, you're doing what you're intended to do, because God said, hey, I trusted you to do things your way. Plan A never works out. Even if you're raised in Christianity, even if you're raised going to church every single Sunday, Wednesday, you're at VBS, you're going to the summer camps, it doesn't matter. Your plan A will never work out.
Yeah.
It's that moment that I put God in my heart, and I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to give you my worry. I'm worried I can't pay my bills. I've had that. Even recently, I battled it, and I was like, man, what am I gonna do when I go on this trip? Right now, I have to pay for my RV. I have to pay for every stop we stay at. I have to pay for the campgrounds. I have to pay for the gas. I have to pay for food. At home, I'm not renting out my house, so I have to pay for my mortgage. I have to pay for the pool. I have to pay for the electricity and water while I'm gone for 2 months.
Right.
Now I have added expenses. So I worried, and I was like, man, how am I going to pay my bills? And then I felt like when I was praying about it, and I was praying, and I could hear God's laughter. Like, man, you don't trust me yet?
Yeah.
You're going out and doing my work, because my Operation 22 is to help veterans. And I will never push anybody to Christianity. I'm here to help you with your mental health, and that's first and foremost. And if I have to do it through God, or if I'm allowed to do it through God, that's how we're going to do it. But it's a mission, just as much as it's a nonprofit to help you with mental health.
Right.
You know, and I know that sometimes that you run into the struggles, like, you know, like I did at first. Somebody was like, when I was battling with PTSD, somebody was like, Jesus can help you. I was like, how's Jesus going to help me? You know, and now I know. When I let go, when I gave it to him, right? Here's my problems. Here's my problems. Show me what you can do. And I think where people fail is people go, oh, hey, I gave him my problems. I gave him everything, and he didn't do nothing for me. Well, did you change? Did you try and live that path that he wants you to live?
Right.
Did you try and drink less so you could pray more?
Right.
Did you try tithing?
Yeah.
That's a sensitive subject nobody wants to talk about.
Right.
Right? So did you try giving unto him what's his?
Yeah.
Right? So if you're not willing to change your life, you can't expect for him to make changes in your life.
Right.
Just like if you don't make changes in your own work habit, you can't expect to make a bigger paycheck next week.
Right. Yeah.
So I undoubtedly, I think that you should have Christianity involved in work.
Right.
And, some people are going to get offended about it. You might not be my customer.
Right.
Again, when I'm taking applications, I don't go, okay, hey, what's your first name? Thaddeus? Okay. Last name? Smith? Okay, cool. Do you believe in Jesus? No, I'm gonna take your mortgage correctly. I'm gonna go through the account. I'm gonna build a relationship. I'm gonna see where you stand, right? And we're gonna have discussions based off of what we talk about.
Right.
Not everything I do is like I'm smacking you with the Holy Bible, man. And trust me, I'm the last person to judge any person on the other end of any phone line or anything, because I don't think there's a person in Flagler County who's sinned more than me. So
sure. But the Bible says, though, she loved much because she had been forgiven of much. Talking about a specific woman in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
It was a prostitute, I believe. Mm-hmm. It could have been the lady at the well. Don't quote me on that.
It was the prostitute.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but dude, to have that, you could say almost that is one thing that will keep you humble. That is the energy, the driving factor that will help you love more.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say this. Maybe you've heard this before. Tell me if you haven't. Win Mortgage is like the Chick-fil-A of mortgage.
Yeah, I would.
Have you heard that before?
I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah, and I would say it's pretty close to being true, because we have not so much from the Christian chicken thing, because we are open on Sundays. We're all independent contractors. So if you need an application on a Sunday, you could call us and we're gonna do it for you,
but in the sense of putting God first, and then whatever else happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And our business, the growth that we've had, I think, is a testament to that. And so, but I would also say in line with the process too, and how we do things, we care about our customers. Like, I think Rick is probably the busiest in the building, right? And he could go and name every single customer that he's worked with over the past couple months, and I could do the same, and Danielle could do the same, and Dave could do the same, Lori could do the same, and hopefully we can. There's some more loan officers, and hopefully we can continue to grow. And we want people that are like-minded, right? We're not just going to hire any loan officer to come on. Like, if you want to grow, if you want to be, a better loan officer, and you want to make more money, but you also want to have a positive attitude every single day, then hey, this is the place to be. Because if you're dealing with negativity in your life, that's going to unfold on your customers, and they're already having the most stressful time in their life because they're getting ready to buy a home, right? And then you have, your real estate agents are really your customers. You don't want to stress them out, because right now it's a crazy market. They might only have one deal. You don't want to treat them bad. You want them to continue to trust you. Like, hey, I use Stephen because Stephen takes care of me. I use Rick because Rick takes care of me. I promise you, when you call anybody at Win Mortgage, you're going to get the same treatment from person A to person Z. And again, that's we all have our own process and our own personalities, but no matter what, you're going to be taken care of. What I love about being a broker, we're going to tailor make the mortgage to you. That mortgage is going to fit what you need most. Do you need to close in 2 weeks? Do you need listen, I got to be bold and honest here. If you want the best rate, it's not going to be the cheapest. If you want the cheapest loan, like cheapest money you're bringing to the table, you're not going to get the best rate. So that's why tailor making a mortgage for somebody is it's perfect because then you can, find a happy medium. Or if this person's like, hey, man, I don't trust the government. I don't know what's going to happen. I want to buy my rate down as much as possible. Boom, we'll get you the best rate. But understand, sir, it's going to cost this much. So either you bring this much cash or you talk to your realtor about getting you some seller concessions before you go under contract.
Sure.
So, tailor making that mortgage for somebody is perfect. Once we realize we're doing that, we build relationships with them. That's our customer for the rest of their life. On average, they say Americans do about 9 mortgages in a lifetime.
Oh, wow.
If I want to do every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at Google reviews for the Florida mortgage guy, you're going to see everyone loves me, man. And I love everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Christian, non-Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whites, blacks, Hispanics, everybody, man. It doesn't matter. Like we love you, right? You, especially veterans. My token is veterans. I do a lot of VA loans. I promise you, there's not a veteran on this planet that loves veterans like I love veterans. And there's probably veterans. There's not a human on this planet that's going to take care of you better than another veteran.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to bash any other company, but I'm going to tell you, Veterans United, that's a lie. They're not taking care of you the best of their ability.
Sure.
So I challenge every veteran in the world. If you're working with Veterans United or Navy Federal, bring me your loan estimate and watch me work.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you the best deal you ever had in your life. And then eventually, you're just going to trust me and you're going to trust Win Mortgage to bring all your veteran loans to this company, man. And I say that because Rick's not a veteran, right? So he doesn't have to care about veterans, but he cares about me.
Yeah.
And he knows where my passion's at, right?
Yeah.
So he sat down with me a few weeks ago and he's like, Stephen, what are you doing? You're doing everything. He was like, I want you to get all the loans. Trust me. And I know you want to get all the loans too. But your heart is at veterans. Why don't you focus a little more on that?
Yeah.
And, because I'm, dealing with worry instead of giving everything to God, I'm like, man, I just got to do what I want. I got to do everything. And then one day I'm like, you know what, man? He's right. And I've been told this in the past too. Stephen, you got to work with veterans. You got to be the VA guy. So here I am.
So that is primarily what you're trying to focus on now, huh?
Listen, if I want to be the most trustworthy VA guy that you know. I want to be the guy that helps every veteran get their mortgage.
That's dope.
I'm going to do any loan in the world.
Right.
Jumbos, investments. I love helping investors. I really love helping first-time homebuyers too.
Yeah.
There's nothing like helping somebody get into their first home. They're going to remember that forever. Like, oh yeah, I remember this guy helped me get into my loan.
Yeah.
Like, we're not a bank. You're not going to come to us, fill out an application, get your mortgage, see you have a good day. You're not a number to us. You're going to remember Stephen for the rest of your day. The guy that did my first mortgage, his name is Pete Zaft. He's in Brentwood, Tennessee. And he did my mortgage, and he was fantastic. The last guy to do my mortgage that wasn't somebody I was associated with, his name is Andrew Cady. And it's because of Andrew Cady and the Epic Mortgage Team that I'm doing mortgages today.
Really?
It's because of him. Because I remember sitting I was sitting in the airport, and he was like, listen, I know you're a manager at Discount Tire. You love your job there, but I just enjoy talking to you, and I just want to do another mortgage for you. He's like, why don't you come work for me? And I was like, no. And then I think at the time I made it was like 90K a year, with bonuses and everything. Yeah. I was doing pretty good at Discount Tire, I thought, right? So I was like, man, I made like 90K a year. He was like,
in that voice too?
Yeah. He was like, man, it's March and I already made that. And I pulled the Wolf on Wall Street. Yeah, you show me a check for 30. You show me a check for 30,000. I'm coming. Yeah. So Andrew Cady was cool, man, and I thought about it heavily, and I prayed about it, and I was like, man, it's not the right time. COVID was in an uproar, right? And I should have switched then. right?
Yeah.
Listen, when God brings you an opportunity, seize the moment, man.
Right.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem. Seize the day, man. Because if somebody comes up to you and they say, I see something in you, I want to invest in you. First of all, do your research, make sure that person's good. But Andrew Cady, he's the man. And I hope you see this podcast, Andrew. I hope somebody tags you in it. You're an awesome dude. And because of you, I do mortgages. I never ended up going to work with Andrew because I had two friends that were in mortgages before, Dylan Hiltner and Danny Sarmento. And I was getting advice from both of them. And Danny wanted me to come work for Loan Depot. And then Dylan was like, come work for PRMI. And Danny was like, yeah, it's, we're like a call center here, and immediately turned me off. But he's crazy successful at it. So I'm like, man, good on you. I go to PRMI. The guy goes, I love you, man. We're going to make you a branch manager. I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about mortgages. He was like, I don't care. He's like, I love you. I want you to go hire people, and then we're going to grow PRMI. So I went and hired a couple loan officers, right? They're doing loans. I'm not doing anything. I'm showing up to like networking events. I'm having like free food and free drinks everywhere I go. Yeah, I'm just out schmoozing, right? And then he's like, hey man, he's like, you got to do loans too. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I try for like 4 months, dude, and I don't get a single loan. And I'm like, dude, man, I'm new. Everybody loves me. I got people working for me now. How do I get a loan? I was calling people, hey, you need a loan? You need a loan? You need a loan? You need a loan? Nobody needs a loan. I realized that I had to start going to real estate agents.
Yeah.
So I befriended a bunch of real estate agents, and then ever since then, my career has jumped off, and it's been great. That's cool. I've made a lot of them mad, but I always make up with them.
Yeah.
I make mistakes. I was very new to the game, and I was learning a lot, and I've learned a ton now. So it's because of the real estate agents that, I've worked with in the past that I have been able to grow into who I am today. So I appreciate every person that has done a loan, sent me a loan, and all the places that have allowed me to work there. And from PRMI, I bounced around place to place for a little bit until I found home in Win Mortgage. So I wish I would have made this decision sooner in life, but it was God's will. It happened when it happened. So I quit worrying about the past and just worrying about the next step now.
Dude, that's awesome. Let the people out there know how to get in contact with you so that they can be taken care of by someone who's truly passionate for helping and loving on people. Not just people in general, but also veterans too, because that is really something that is the core of who you are, being a veteran yourself. So let the people know.
All right, so first things first, phone number, 386-627-6400. You can Google the Florida Mortgage Guy. You can pop up, find all my information there. My website is www.goheretoapply.com. You can find my application there. You can find some information about me there. And then you'll find a link to take you to operation22.com. That's our nonprofit where we help veterans with mental health and to stop veteran suicide, because as you guys know, 22 plus veterans a day take their own lives, and me, my wife, and my family are on a mission to put a stop to that, even if it's one veteran at a time. And winmtg.com if you want to meet the rest of the team over at Win Mortgage. Awesome staff there. Even our assistant that works in our front office, she's awesome. Our processor, Ryan Beam at Beam Processing, he's fantastic. He's the reason that most of our loans close. So, yeah, never feel free to, dude, if you have a mortgage question, if anybody out there is like, man, I'm thinking about buying, I'm renting, I'm not doing anything. If you have any mortgage question, reach out to me, reach out to my team. We're going to help you out. We don't care. And if you do go out and you get a mortgage, shop that thing around. Bring us back the loan estimate. Let us take a look at it. We'll make sure you're getting the best deal. And we'll genuinely look at it. And if they're giving you a great deal, we'll say, hey, man, they're giving you a great deal.
Yeah.
If we can beat it, we'll say, hey, we can do this for you. But we want our competitors, we want them to be successful. So we're not out there trying to like slash their rates or their prices or nothing like that. But we do want to earn business. So if somebody says, hey, I'm I applied here, I applied at Space Coast or whatever, any of the banks or anything like that. I promise you, find yourself a mortgage broker, because that mortgage broker is going to find you the best deal ever. Mm-hmm. Find you the best rate, have them shop you, show them tell them, show me where you shop me. Where'd you look at me at? And I promise you, if you go to Win Mortgage at the end of the day, you're only going to have to worry about that one time.
Yeah. That's lovely. Fantastic, folks. Also, the most important thing, gotta know, like, trust them.
Know, like, and trust. Yep.
Know, like, and trust. That's the foundation of sales. You know, it's a relationship. Stephen, I've known him for maybe a year and a half. I don't know, but he comes off as a very genuine person, very approachable, and I don't think you'll be making a mistake. Actually, I know you won't be making a mistake. If you reach out to him, get your needs met. Home buying is a process. It can be stressful to some, but Stephen will come alongside you, hold your hand, get you through that process smoothly. So again, this has been Thaddeus and Stephen on the Be Nice Individuals podcast, which is hosted here at the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio. Again, folks, this is your space to come in here, shout out your business. Say you're an individual, has some ideas you want to talk about. Cool. This is your space. Say you're a political candidate who wants to reach out directly to your constituents. I say this all the time. We could do a live. Yes, we have a live call-in feature here too. Be completely transparent, just like Stephen. But we can make it flawless where you can actually connect to your people. So, it's been Thaddeus again on the Be Nice Individuals podcast. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.